Hi Scorpio, welcome to the space. Thank you, it's hot, sorry. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure, Scorpio. Alright, so I've actually recorded your reading a couple times this month, and that's never happened in Opal Oracle. And so I guess this is the deal, right? Like usually you see like this, right? Or what have you. Which I guess I want to tell you, I'm a pretty tidy person. It's important to me to have, you know, cleanliness is, I guess, next to godliness, right? Like, also it makes me crazy when shit's dirty. It's hard for me to focus, actually, when it's too scattered or there's like too much stuff around. But Zumi got fleas really bad because porch cat and maybe some other things. I ain't blaming the cat. I'm just saying things happened and all this other stuff happened. And so I've been hustling hard. And usually what I can get done in a day, it can be pretty impressive. What can get done in a day, it can be very impressive. And I believe that you can do this too. But I also need you to know that some things that may feel like, well, this should take me a shorter amount of time, maybe something that's a little bit bigger, right? Maybe some sort of purifying, or, you know, figuring out your lone. You like my lone wolf? I embroidered this myself. Have a nice day, Scorpio. I found this in an old sewing box. An old grandma that passed away on the side of the road. And I needed that, you know. Have a nice day. But I actually wanted to show you a little reality of what it's like when you have to... Because cleaning the house is kind of like healing, right? When I say kind of, it is. So here's what's going on in my world right now. Like, literally, there's so much stuff you want to see in the yard, too. You know, and I'm still going, and I still go to work, and I still talk with my friends, and I still got to do all the things, but I literally took everything out. I even had to replace the dryer. And what's cool about it is, well, it feels better. It feels lighter. It feels cleaner. I mean, granted, it's not done. I'm on the last leg of it, actually, so it feels really good. So I guess this is the point. Let's sit down, because it is hot today. Whatever you're working through, internally, externally, etc., these attempts, this projects, or whatever you're doing, and excuse me, I'm not wearing a bra today, it's hot, my body hurts. Point is that I want you to know that you can do it, okay, and you will accomplish your goals, and you are safe and loved and protected. But I would say, because, well, I feel like we're connected for a reason, right? So here we are, Scorpio. Remember, you have a goal, and you will achieve it, okay? By the way, what are your goals right now? Think about them. Like, what is the problem right now? What is the issue? What is the thing that you know needs more of you, right? And I don't mean, well, I guess other people could kind of need you, but Scorpio, you gotta, I just saw a scorpion in this red rug. Like, you gotta, you have so many animals as a Scorpio, right? A lizard, a snake, an eagle, a phoenix, all the insects, you know, did we say scorpion, snake? Like, you have to make sure that all these animals are happy, right? Or one of them's going to sting you. And I guess also watch, you know, what kind of insects are around you too, or Scorpio animals. Pay attention, right? And please remember that any kind of cleaning or clearing or what have you that you were putting into something, it's just like I told your neighbor Libra, and remember they're a friend of yours, that your efforts are not futile, but there is something that's going to take hard work, and I see that it will bring you peace towards the end. Let's see, Scorpio. Look at that. Justice and the Eight of Cups. That's interesting. Libra and Pisces, this is in conjunct, right? Okay, just a second. So some of you are also cleaning and I heard cleansing like a previous relationship. It could be present for some of you. I see to yourself, a part of you, but this also in some way connects to other people. I see no need to cling to the past, Scorpio. I'm also seeing this as where you have faith and then you may be like, oof, I don't know if I feel strong enough to do it. Remember, you can ask God for help. You can ask your ancestors for help. You can ask your neighbors for help, hopefully, right? Friends, even if it's just like talking on the phone, like maybe you get a little something where somebody's just on your, remember that who's on your team, I guess is the point. Who wants you to succeed, who respects you, okay? That's very important. And remember, if you're not being respected in some way or another, this is a space that you are learning to respect in yourself. If someone, I heard, is respecting you in a way that well, you want to, this is the point. You want to make sure people that you are respecting yourself, Scorpio. Let's dig again, Scorpio. Chariot and the Ten of Wands. Like I said, you put in that hard work, right? And you're like, oof, this is heavy. Like I heard I can do it. You need to tell yourself this. I can do this. I can do this. This is good. I heard this is good for me. I need this. And I guess whatever's happening in your life right now, you need to tell yourself that. This is good for me. I need this. Now, if it is unhealthy, I have to say this to you. If it is unhealthy, where you are hurting yourself, right? Then no. Then you have to know how to say no. But when we're talking about, this is a 10. We're talking about work. We're talking about external fire. This is fire, right? Like external energy. You're getting through the weed. Like the thing is this shows me that you get through the weeds. You know what I mean? And I heard, and you end up free. And this, you have two majors here sitting atop, right? Justice and then the Chariot. And then you have the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Wands. Some of you, of course, Pisces could be stressing you out. This means so many things. What do I see? Well, it goes back into, I heard it's not about a person. It's about whether you believe that you deserve something a little bit lighter and brighter or not. Scorpio. And I want you to know that you do. Okay? I heard everybody's got to go through the shit. And the thing is I don't actually feel like right now most of you are literally going through the shit. It's the ringer. And if you are, I want you to know that you will get your way. You will get your way. You will get your way out of it. Right? But that comes from, I see emotional maturity, faith in yourself, and also your ability to endure. Scorpio. Yes, sir. Look at this. 5 of Wands turns into the 4 of Wands. So, okay, I get what this is saying. Scorpio. So, feelings could be big right now, right? Things, people. information, energy from the stars, whatever, you're sensitive to it. So therefore, I guess your feelings could be a little heavy, some of you, with certain things. If that's the case, I mean, you lighten your load by half by believing that you can, okay? And actually how to get yourself out of something, stress, to believe in yourself better, to have better, like, your creative, I heard enthusiasm, right? Looking at it, for instance, like this example, like this was so much work, Scorpio. It's still a lot of work to be done, but the prep, so much work. Then the actual taking out every single thing. I guess I just want to share with you because I feel like we understand one another. I literally touched, right? Scorpio rules possessions. Or possession. Actually, Taurus rules possession, the physical things. You are the desire, so it's important what you desire, right? For instance, I desired all these things, and then I had to deal with them physically, and I was like, oh shit. And I literally touched everything. Not every single thing in the house. Not yet. But I'd say 90%. Every single corner I like wiped it down. You know what I mean? Like, I dusted, vacuumed, like behind mirrors, in the crevices. Like, this is, I heard this is what healing is, right? And I want you to know that whatever you're going through, you can do it. And I actually see that physical action, like, how do I see this? You're going to gain more momentum by ensuring that your home is good. This is where we start, right? Your home is also, to me, the physical home that you live in is also a reflection of you, right? If it's a little if it's cluttered, well, then you're probably a little cluttered. If it's a little messy, it's a little messy. If it's clean, it's probably a little clean in it, right? There's like, I heard some people can fake it, but most of the time this is somewhat of a reflection. So I see, I guess you could also be fighting a little bit with your family. And maybe there's a little bit of challenge when it comes to work, but I also feel like, again, if you believe in yourself and you know that, I heard you've been through, whatever you're going through is not the worst of, not the worst of the worst. Something just fell down. It's fine. So keep believing that you can do whatever you need to do. Yep, there we go. 9 of Coins and the Queen of Wands. Beautiful. I'm actually kind of seeing this as you right now. Okay, in your other reading, it talked about this. There was this sentence. You have power on backup. Okay? And I took this in a dualistic way. You have power on backup, right? You always have a backup of power. You have a resource. It is super strong, and it's always available to you. But when you're the B of it is, and I heard don't sting yourself. The B of it is where when you have too much power on something for too long, then you need to back up. Right? If all your thoughts, for instance, are going towards one thing, you gotta back up, Scorpio. Now again, if you have a goal or a task, a physical thing that you need to, you know that this would be good for you, you know that this is helpful for everything, right? You got to sleep good, you got to eat good, you got to, I heard, rest your bones, rest your soul. Like, these kinds of things are important. Independence, right? Because this is the thing. It's a little funky emotionally, right? This Pisces card. Then we have some stress. Okay, fine. And then there's a little bit more stress, but there's 50% less. If you go in this order, and I guess what you have to do is let go of something emotionally. Okay? Which I know the thing is you've already been dealing with this, and I feel like this has to do with, like, I heard 9 years ago, and now you're here, or this is where you will be if you're not here yet, which is the 9 of Pentacles. This is beautiful. She's also looking right up at the 4 of Wands. So I've told this to Virgo before, and I feel like you need to hear this now. It's like, whether you're married, you live with other people, you got kids, whatever, like, you got to pretend like you're single. I heard even you got a sugar daddy. What's that about? You got to pretend like you're single. You know what I mean? Like, what do the bills cost? The dishes are dirty, do them. You know what I mean? Like, laundry's dirty, do it. Something needs to be swept, clean it. Like, sweep it. You got to be mopped, mop it. You got to be dusted, dust it. Like, you need gas in the car, put gas in the car. Like, how much are these things, and what does that cost? I also see this will make your relationships better with people because it helps, for instance, I heard for reliance in the right way. Okay? And also remember that if you are putting in this hard work, because I feel like there is some action that's pretty awesome. Again, Justice, Chariot, 4 of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. This is amazing. This is a creative home. Like, your vehicle's good. Your relationships are good. You feel powerful about yourself. You feel attractive. You feel healthy. You feel whole. And you also, I heard, have power. Because you know you have power on backup. And you know when your power is too kind of like tunnel vision. You gotta back up. I heard you gotta back up and you gotta cover your eyes. It's like, maybe you cover your eyes and cover your ears. Like, you gotta go within, right, to find what you're looking for. I also feel like independence in general is something that's going to help you feel more confident regardless. I'd also say, like, I see you can wear whatever you want. You can have your hair however you want. But make sure that you're caring about yourself. I guess this also means carrying yourself with confidence. You know what I mean? I heard you don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. Just do your best. Scorpio. 7 of Cups and the King of Cups. Because you know what? When you know that you're powerful, when you know that you're handling what you need to handle physically and emotionally, then you have so many more options, Scorpio. You have so many options. Now, of course, there's some of those options not good for you. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Some of the options are illusions, and maybe that goes back up into that Pisces energy. You know what I mean? Like, any kind of... Well, I heard any kind of pretending. Maybe even pretending that you aren't strong when you are. You know, or you aren't whole. Or something like, or that you have a hole that you can't fill. Of course you can. Of course you can. And actually for you, Scorpio, reminds me of that cylinder reading. I feel like with Scorpio, it's like when you're born, there's like a bunch of, it's like a graveyard with all these, like, I just saw a graveyard with like all these empty holes. And it's like, when you come in, I heard when you come into this life, it's like you're the gravedigger, but the previous life you already dug all the holes, and then this life you're meant to fill them in. You know what I mean? And you try to do as many as you can as you go along, depending on the circumstance or whatever you have had to endure. And I know sometimes it is a slow, long trog, right? For instance, again, let's use this analogy. I honestly, like, I was like, is this ever going to end? Really. Every time I thought I got ahead of myself, I was like, yeah, all right, I'm progressing, it's progressing. Then all of a sudden, like, things would start to get put away, and then all of a sudden there was all this stuff. But it was kind of cool because I actually ended up realizing there were so many things I didn't need. There was so much stuff I didn't need, and cool stuff to be like, ooh, I can send this to my homegirl, you know, Erin or whatever. Like, she'd love this piece of leather, or, you know, this material's from my homegirl Neola. Like, it was really rad to be able to be like, okay, I had this and I liked this and it was good for me for X amount of time, but now it's like, no, somebody else can use it, or maybe it's just plain old trash. You know what I mean? Like, and I heard maybe some things just don't need to be thought about that much anymore. Now, if it hurts, then you have to. Because to me, Scorpio is relentless. What did we talk about 2 months ago? I can't remember exactly what it said. It was in the astrology of fate. But basically, like, there is that poison and the thing that is heinous, right? And you looking at it and then you fixing it, right? Instead of like, not letting it fester and thinking that you could just deal with it, you know? Because some things I guess that's part of the lesson is like, well, dealing with it. Oh, I remember your other reading said this. Let me try to remember. Okay, so we have to suffer sometimes, right? All right. Gives an experience. It teaches us something. Teaches us many things. And then a lot of times what we'll do, as I find as humans, is we will make a situation, or a situation will be created, although you are always the one choosing, right? Because nothing, you let it hang on to you. You choose, you're powerful. But so, okay, so there was suffering. A situation is created that creates the same suffering. But you do not need to suffer more than the amount that you originally suffered. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to keep learning the hard lesson over and over. The thing that happened that hurt, whatever it was, like, if you really have been like, I want to fix that, I want to be whole about that, I want to fill in that hole, then I heard it so shall be. Now, is this a low, depending where you are, could this be a slow trog? Sure. But can you do it? Yes, of course you can. Of course you can. Scorpio, there you go, the Sun and the Hermit. Lots of majors over here. 1, 2, 3, and a King and a Queen. Did you ever date a fire sign? Scorpio? Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, these folks? I guess once you gain this power too, because of this action that you take, like, you make a decision, you move forward. I see taking care of home, ensuring that this home is also this body, because I'm looking at this card in ways of the light coming up here. See, it splits these black clouds. You know what I mean? So you make a decision, you move forward, because you feel confident to do so. You have to feel confident to do so, that you can do it. whatever it is, which then helps you to realize about this power source, about this resource, right? A source of energy, resource. It comes again and again. It's like you build this. Do you know what I mean? You make this happen. Now, for instance, although this is my way of one of my ways of relaxing, and thank you, Scorpio, for being in my life, but I was working on this today, and I was like thinking about you for some reason, and I was like, should I re-record them? And I heard definitely yes, which I've never heard ever when I've asked that question about recording, and it actually got me to sit down. So make sure that you're also, again, you gotta, it's like the in and out process, right? And again, I see once you have this confidence, I guess this is something about Sagittarius too, that's helping you to realize that, which is about learning, right? Learning something emotionally and through your actions, to give you more opportunity, which helps your relationships, right? And to figure out, I see what's healthy or not. Oh, there's Libra too. Look at that. See that? The scales up there? And there's a deer. Oh, yeah. Aquarius, Libra, Aquarius and Sagittarius, and then Libra. Interesting. So the point is I see you gain a lot of positivity, right? There's a lot of light here. There's a lot of knowledge. It's like all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I figured it out. I heard I achieved it. Like there's such this, but it's not trying to be boastful or anything, because love isn't that, right? It's like this. What's the Hermit thinking about? Oh, the Ace of Pentacles. Awesome. So I guess this is also where the spiritual becomes very practical. I heard the emotional, spiritual becomes very practical, earthly, but you have to do the practical, earthly to get to the spiritual, emotional. And then I heard, love hurts. Yes. It has, right? Okay, I understand that. Look at this. Yeah, love hurts. Okay, there's no bullets in this gun though. Love hurts, right? Bloody knuckles. It happens. But then whenever that hurt is, like, I see that, well, I guess in some ways you gotta talk about it. But I do feel like, again, there's a need for, well, I guess remember that the practical thing is spiritual and emotional. And I do feel like this cycle, I feel like you had this Ten of Swords 2 months ago, right? This is what you were working through, this cycle, right? You had sweetness, and then you were working, you're building this sweetness, and I guess that sweet, and I heard be sweet on yourself. Like I heard love yourself, Scorpio. Oh, I almost want to cry. I do have tears in my eyes. Love yourself, Scorpio. Oh, there's Sagittarius again. Maybe you want to look at that in your map. I guess you could know also Sagittarius Sun that seems to be coming strong. Libra and Sagittarius are the strongest here. I do also see Cancer, Pisces, and Virgo. You, of course, you're here many times. I mean, this is your reading, but I guess the point is to you already know that life isn't sunshines, rainbows, and glittery unicorns. And that's good. Because then you know how to not be bullshitted by other people, right? Don't bullshit me. That's bullshit, right? That's Taurus. Not saying Taurus is that. I'm just saying, like, this is... What is it saying? Don't pee on my boots and tell me it's raining. You know what I mean? Like, this is an obvious one. But there's even things where, like, you already know. You already know what's real. And I guess if you don't feel like you know what you need to know, or if whatever you're learning about that's really deep, working through that's really deep, well, I actually just saw someone, like that cylinder reading again. Oh, I wish I could remember the name of it. Guess that was it was 1 year ago, now-ish, was that cylinder reading, and you were at the bottom sweeping. Do you remember? You were getting all in the corners. Cool. See, my readings go slow, but point is that you were sweeping, but I just saw a person finally get to the fucking top, and their hands were dirty, but they just got on the top, and they literally like popped themselves up and landed on both feet and went like this, and it was like a sunny day. So if you don't feel like you're up there yet, you can get there. I see not drinking is a good idea. This card always reminds me, like sad drinking. You know what I mean? Or like sad, for instance, I have a rule for myself in ways of drinking or whatever I want to do in that kind of way, like Piscean sort of stuff, like change things. I've made a rule where I only do it if I'm in a good mood. Not every time I'm in a good mood. I don't need to celebrate that. Life's pretty awesome, like in and of itself. But if you do happen to drink or whatever, please only do so if you are in a good mood. Do not do it if you are in a bad mood. Do not do it to try to get out of your head. It's not going to help. If anything, I feel like it's going to make you more anxious, and it's going to make you spin. Okay? Also, isolating too much will do the same thing. Or if you do have a partner or you have family, whatever that support system is, if you're checking out, you need, I heard, you have to, again, if the power is on too much in any place, too much isolation, too much on this person, too much on whatever, it's like back up and then go back in, right? It's like, and I see, please be kind to yourself. Yes. And I need you to remember that you are in control of your mind. You are in control of yourself. Okay? You are definitely learning something really powerful here in ways of like neutralizing some sort of, I heard, fear in yourself. Yes. Look at this. Ace of Swords with the Temperance card. There's Sagittarius again. Fascinating. I don't remember what their reading was about this month, but maybe that would help too. It's really strong. I mean, what are we talking about here? Sagittarius is fire and water, right? Here's your energy. Fire internally, water externally, right? It's correct energy, this resource, this power on backup, and then when to step forward and when to back up. I heard when to say how you're feeling, and then also to understand what's happening with your feelings or what's happening in your mind. Because remember, I mean, all energy, I believe, is ours. It's something to learn from. But if you are a very sensitive person in ways of energy, and especially when you get, I heard, really close to people, you can kind of pick up on that. So just make sure what's yours or not, but also understand that there's always a lesson in it. And if you want to know what that lesson is, if you know what the lesson is and that's what you're working through, whatever that may be, I see that you achieve it. You got Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. This is awesome for money. Queen of Cups. This is high intuition, good sleeping, good eating, good time management, money management. It's awesome. Because remember, the Two of Cups, to me, the Two of Cups has nothing to do... Well, I can't say that. No. We have relationships with others to reflect on the relationship with ourselves. And I feel like whatever you're working through right now, too, has to do with some relationship again, or some feeling that is very old. And it's untangling something so that you can have better intuition, or like enhance it. You know what I mean? Where your mind is clear and you are centered, you know how to make boundaries, you know when to speak up, right? There's Libra, here's Libra again, right? Because you can't have the Two of Cups anyway unless each person is holding their own Ace of Cups. Both people have to love themselves. They have to be happy. They have to be contented and not be possessive about love. You know what I mean? Like, because that's an illusion, right? Here's your 2 and 6 makes the 8 of Cups. But what's in between there is the 4. And again, I need you to remember, please, to have faith. No, I heard no matter what. Okay? And I see be the resolution. And I see again, please, love yourself. And make sure that you're sleeping and eating well and your house is in order. I mean, to me, again, we're all connected. Look at this. You want to see the yard for a second? I don't usually share my personal life that much, but there's Kit Kat. See her? Flea Bandit. Yeah, look. I took all... I bleached the... Hey, squirrel. I bleached the friggin' shop vac. I learned how to take apart a dryer. Look at this. I learned how to take that apart. Look at that heating element. Totally fried. Oh, and I'll show you something cute, actually. I decided to get myself a Meyer lemon tree. Look how beautiful they are. They're not yellow yet, obviously, but look at that puppy. I'm really excited for the growth, you know? And I want you to remember that maybe that grandfather's breath reading, too, that was... When was that? May 2020. May 2020. So, about a year and a half ago. I love you so much, Scorpio. Please take care of yourself. Always a pleasure. Your support matters so much. I feel like you already know that, but I do really appreciate you. And, can you see that? I want to keep showing you all the things, like the spiders and stuff, but I'm sure you got your own to deal with. Alright, I'll talk to you later. I love you. Peace.